unwanted intrusion. It was very different half a century ago.
Back in the early 50s, whenever my parents went away, they went away for quite a long time, but it wasn't so easy, the flying and so on. And so when they came back, there were great welcome ceremonies back. Very often they used to do carriage procession to the Guildhall, where there'd be a lunch, and they'd come back, and then they'd come onto the balcony. And I remember as a child, often in my room, which overlooked the Mall, the Victoria Memorial, you know, at night you'd hear, "We want the Queen, we want the Queen." And then my parents would go out onto the balcony. So, I think in those days it was much more, because there wasn't television in the same way as there is now, and there wasn't the same coverage, so everything was much more personal in a funny way, you know, and direct contact.
Nowadays, a young prince's life is very different. Nothing is spontaneous. Security and media intrusion are always concerns. It's 6 a.m. and Prince William and his private secretary are en route to the homeless shelter, Centrepoint, one of the 4 charities of which the prince is patron.
Are you happy about the program here? Yeah, very straightforward. It's good old Roger. The other guy is Stuart Cox, who I think you met.
Yeah, I met him at
Camberwell,
that's it.
Yeah.
As he has grown up, William has been kept out of the public eye as far as possible, in the hope that he might escape the hounding his mother suffered. But now, in his 20s, the second in line to the throne is taking on more. William and his brother Harry are organising a Wembley concert to mark the 10th anniversary of the death of Diana, Princess of Wales.
And in terms of the concert, how much do you think we're going to raise for the concert to Centrepoint? We worked out then, yeah.
No, I think it's probably a little bit early to say, but
William's celebrity means that he can help raise large amounts for his charities.
You can't beat 5 million in one day from the city. It's just impossible.
Yeah.
You know, about the fact that the city are giving out, doing this day, and
it's true.
They do raise a vast amount of money in one day.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no other place that can do that. Any more acts confirmed for the concert?
No, not at the moment. No.
Going the wrong way. And that's one of the police for not knowing his way around London. That's going to be embarrassing. There's no pressure at all. Just got a big TV camera in the back watching.
It's the honour of the force rests with you, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
William's principal advisor and mentor is his private secretary, Jamie Lather-Pinkerton, ex-Special Forces and the Irish Guards.
Had a good session with the mix on Monday.
Did you? How many of them were that?
40.
40 of you?
40.
Oh my God, where the hell did you go? Who let you in anywhere?
I don't know, we ended up in some Irish pub in Sorrel, yeah.
That's an Irish building, I love it. Thanks, Harry.
William is the monarchy's future, and his relaxed and informal style signals a cautiously new approach to the business of being royal.
Roger, what happened to tea? Tea for William, you know, our guest. Our volunteer.
It has not been easy for the younger princes to find a role. Prince Edward had a difficult career in business as a television producer, before choosing to return to the traditional duties of royalty.
The one thing about this particular job, as far as I can recall, is that there is absolutely and precisely no training scheme whatsoever. So, it's actually quite extraordinary that any of us have survived at all.
He's planning a ceremony granting a royal charter to his father's invention, the Duke of Edinburgh's award scheme.
The granting of a royal charter is a very special event. And what we want to try and do is to really mark that event in a very special way. The trustees go this way, and everybody else goes that way. Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
In the end, we want the event to run as smoothly and as efficiently as possible. You've got to coordinate what everybody says. But then actually still leave time for everybody to have a reception afterwards and a chat afterwards. So we don't want to take up too much time in there. So let's try and keep that as efficient and as possible.
The Duke of Edinburgh is 86, and Prince Edward is taking on some of his roles. One day, he will also inherit his title.
How long a fanfare? Well, normal, so as short and quick as ditty as possible. Really? I mean, if you want it longer, you can have it longer. There are two things. You either want a fanfare that's going to cover the whole procession, i.e. to give enough time to be able to get to the seats, or it is just an announcement that everybody should stand up.
Are we going to do a national anthem on the way out? It's probably what the Queen expects in the context of investitures.
Do we want two anthems, or
Well, that's what we're going to do. One at the beginning, one at the end.
yeah, in the space of half an hour? We have the fanfare at the beginning and have the anthem at the end as the conclusion.
Let's do it that way then. Because the fanfare certainly will suffice to attract everyone.
That'll get everybody up,
and then
bring everybody, and then we can
national anthem at the end.
Well, it just doesn't make it too stiff, starchy, and formal at the beginning. The sovereign can only carry out so many things. That's where the family can increase the reach, in a way, of the sovereign and the person that, in the end, we all serve. Individually, the themes, the focuses, the interests that we all have are inevitably different because we're all different as people and we have different interests.
Centrepoint was one of Princess Diana's favourite charities, and William has taken up her commitment to the plight of the young homeless.
Just had one trying to help you get another job.
Stuart Cox used to be homeless and was helped by Centrepoint. He now works as a receptionist for the charity.
I would like to come back and give something back to the organisation that helped me get my life back on track. And
In terms of life and happiness, it's okay?
yeah,
Not too bad?
it's kind of same old story, different day, but no, it's really good. Yeah.
You got a house, haven't you?
I've got a one-bedroom flat in South East London.
Of Centrepoint in the mid-90s, she used to visit quite often quietly, come and talk to people. Several times she brought William and Harry. When he went to St Andrews, the standard interview was put out, he referred to homelessness being an issue he cared about, and we noticed that. There were a large number of organisations who would frankly die for having Prince William as the patron. And last week, I think, were you playing polo?
Yes, it was. I didn't have much time to see you then, did I?
Yeah, well, how were you looking? We came to find you looking fairly exhausted, but it's a strange game, polo.
It's strange. Well, I still don't know how to play it. It's ridiculous. After all these years, I haven't agreed.
Where he's chosen us as his major beneficiary, and that's, of course, a huge benefit. It's also a benefit because maybe we'll have some young people involved as volunteers behind the scenes.
With William's privileges, wealth, influence and fame, comes a downside.
When William first came to volunteer with us, when he was getting to know us and partly deciding whether he wanted to be a patron, by day 2 there were paparazzi in the cafe opposite when I came out with him and I was travelling in the car with him. I got a real sense of how it's a goldfish bowl.
The royal family suffers from the media's attention to their private lives, but they need publicity for their working lives, to highlight their cause.
Get off a regular train. I thought that was quite a PR coup.
Everybody has an opinion on the royal family.
Who's your favourite?
West Princess now. Vicky Anne. Yeah. She's down to earth. That's true. She's very nice.
She's one of the only royals at work.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
She's one of the only ones at work, and she works hard as well.
I enjoy people, meeting them.
Oh, bless him.
The awful thing is I suspect I was merely interrupting their shopping activities.
Lovely to see you.
Well, I hope I haven't disturbed things too much.
No, you haven't.
No, I always rather enjoy dashing into somebody's shop, finding out how they're managing and what the local situation is. Oh, look! How are you? Are you keeping a good eye on the place? Or must come and see as I'm patron of the organisation.
Yes,
Oh,
we heard.
I will. Thank you very much. You are thoughtful. It's very kind. I should be thrilled. You've done a wonderful job already in terms of how you can reduce the carbon footprint.
Prince Charles has many roles. One job he thinks important is to work behind the scenes to get things done. In this case, a conference for the environment.
I only hope we can help to encourage people just to operate together and talk together for a bit. The secret surely is to find one person whose job it is to pursue all this, isn't it? Of course, there are probably quite a lot of things that have happened which people don't realise as a result of actually having got people to sit down at the beginning of the day. And sometimes, all sorts of worthwhile things can grow from that.